I Don't Get It
Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast. This is Ashley,
Lauren,
and Naz.
and we have a special guest today, my friend Kristina. Kristina, how do you say your last name? Zias?
Zias.
Zias.
Not too far.
Okay, just want to let you know that whenever we refer to you, we go
Are you Kristina next door?
Oh,
really?
I say Kristina next door.
I thought I was Kristina next door, too.
Yeah, you're Kristina next door, too.
Zias.
Zias. Okay, wait. What is your husband's last name? And did you take it in any way?
My husband's last name is D'Angelo. I
Yeah.
have not taken it.
But it's so nice. D'Angelo.
Yeah,
Okay.
D'Angelo's
I would be
really
like, change
nice.
my name right now.
Really? I mean, it is a good name. I think my whole online identity is Miss Zias.
Yeah.
So I just go by that. I don't know. It feels weird to change.
You're just so
my last
Greek.
name.
You need Zias.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
You are
Like,
so
do guys
Greek.
get mad if you don't take their last name?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they're-
probably.
Definitely
Yeah.
I feel like that's a
annoyed.
thing now. Like, no one's taking last names
I
anymore.
don't think as many people are. I will tell you that my husband, I think, is like slightly offended. But I told him when we have kids, we can cross that bridge. Also,
Yeah.
I'm unorganized. I'm not doing with that
Oh, it's all
paperwork and stuff like
paperwork.
that.
Lauren said
much
that there's
paperwork.
like this organization that you could pay $75 or $2 or something, and they go and do it all for you, all the forms.
I think I just got a
wow.
DM from them.
Oh, really?
Hilarious.
I'm gonna end up
Something
doing
like
that. I want my name to legally be Haven, but I think that I'll be calling myself Ashley I
Right.
a lot.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
going to legally change your name, Ash?
Yeah, legally I want it to be changed.
Yeah.
But like if I actually refer to myself as
Right.
Haven, it'd be like I don't know about that yet. Until we have kids.
You have kids.
And then when you have kids you want to be like Mrs. Haven because that's the kid's last
Right,
name.
right.
Right. And I don't have a middle name, so I'm totally okay with just making my last name my middle name.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, a lot of people have been doing that.
And
Oh
then
yeah, I
go-
think I want to do that actually.
Right. Do you have a middle name?
Yeah, Ash.
Well, yeah.
Well, whatever. You can make your
But
name whatever
Ashley
you want.
Nicole Iconetti Haven.
Yeah, that's good.
cute.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I like how Jade took Tolbert and it just stuck. You know, Jade Tolbert.
Oh yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think of her
Oh
as
my
Jade
God, what is
Roper.
Jade Roper.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, I
what's her
forgot.
Instagram name, though?
It is Jade Liz Roper.
Okay, that's
Oh,
what I
really?
think of her as.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
it
think if you
is?
click on her name, it says Jade Tolbert.
Okay.
I'm not 100%. I'd have to go look. But yeah, they do the same thing. Like her legal name is Tolbert, but like some of her social names are still Roper.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Ashley, you haven't. I don't get it for us.
Okay, yeah. So
Wait, we got to tell them why Christina's on
Oh,
the
yeah.
podcast.
Duh.
okay. Well, you guys have been asking for a body image podcast, and Kristina is. Would you say it's not a plus size model anymore? What do you call them?
I guess a
Mid-size?
curve model.
Curve model.
Mid-size.
Okay, so
I'm not just a model. I think they just need to stop like with the terms.
Yes,
But yeah, curve
yeah. So
model.
we'll get
the
into
average
that.
size model.
Yeah.
So Kristina has been doing that modeling for about 2 years now.
Yeah, even longer than that, almost 4 years, which is crazy.
I remember you like actually telling me. I feel like when I first like started hanging out with you that
About
you
the
were
first
about
gig.
to, start doing
Because
it.
I was like, what is happening?
I was like, it's a really good idea for you. I think it's going to work out well.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
it has.
Wait, so you or Ashley's neighbor, right? That's how everyone knows
It's
each other.
actually
I feel like
really
we didn't
bizarre.
say that.
Actually, we should probably tell this story.
Dude, we have the weirdest story.
Okay, so it's like 8 years ago now. If even
Yes.
it's just if not
Yes,
longer now. 8
for
years
sure.
ago, Catch Me If You Can was coming to Broadway, and it's my one of my very favorite movies. And my favorite Broadway actor, Aaron Tveit, was playing Frank Abagnale in it.
Frank Abagnale
And
Jr.
I like nobody in the world wanted to report from the blue carpet. It was the JetBlue sponsored carpet more than me. So JetBlue had this competition where the best correspondent, like you'd send in a video, you posted it up on YouTube, like did a certain amount of like hashtags or ats or something, added it to a playlist. And then the person that was it the highest amount of views? It was actually the highest amount
Yes, it
of
was.
viewed person.
Was this before Batch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This
Yeah.
is me, like, right. This is the.
How old
this
are
is, I feel like I just graduated.
I think we
from
were like
college.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just after college.
Oh my God, you guys both did this?
Yes.
How
So-
crazy.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Just wait.
So, I went overboard like I always do with these little creative projects. I reenacted scenes from the movie.
Right.
But Kristina really nailed the hosting, like the host of it all. Like she was the one that was able to like stand in front of the camera with a microphone, like really like kill the hosting component of it. I was just creative. So it was between me, her, and this other guy. I got the most amount of views. I did. I like recruited everyone in the world.
I remember going to the library with Dad and
Yeah,
opening
we, like,
every.
no,
did
you guys did
not open every tab and just
computer.
what?
Yes,
That's
We used
amazing.
multiple computers. So
Sorry,
anyway,
Kristina.
Christina's like, this is why I lost.
Yes, I was wondering.
Wait, so actually, did
people
you
were-
hate her and the other guy?
No,
Were
so
you
people
like,
were supposed to go through and like watch all the videos and like watch the one that they thought the best one was over and
Right,
over again.
right.
So I of course was watching it for my competition, and I was like, oh, this girl, she's got me beat. Like she's really good. She's really genuinely talented here. And then I won, and then I ended up messaging Kristina. I was like, just want to let you know, I thought you did a fantastic job. You're so talented.
Great
like
showmanship.
You're definitely going to be going places. Like I thought I was going to be beat by you the entire time.
Wait, this is so funny hearing your backstory of it, because for me, I think my video was up there first, and like I took it seriously, but I literally just spoke to like the camera, and I didn't make a whole production out of it. And then yours came out, and I was like, "Who is this girl?" I was like, "This is ridiculous. I don't know if these are like the rules." And then you won, and I was like, "I hate her." Yeah. And then she messaged me on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so nice." And
That's
then
really cute.
That's awesome.
So then they ended up. The guy was like runner up. They like made the guy runner up for some reason.
I think
So
it's just
he
because they
came-
needed like wanted a female and a male.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Okay,
we would have probably
probably.
done it together.
So that guy had to like pay for his own travel and lodging
that
in New
sucks.
York, but like, I got it like all covered or whatnot. Anyway,
That's so
it was
cool.
when I got there, and it was a very disappointing contest win because all they had
really?
for you was a flip phone. Like this is like back in the day.
Do you
Wait,
believe
it wasn't
this?
a flip phone.
It was a
what are those
cam-
called?
it was
a flip cam,
Yeah.
where like you barely saw what was
Oh.
happening in like the little thumbnail
That
version.
is so janky.
I thought we were gonna have a camera crew.
Yeah,
I thought
of
I was gonna be like
course.
sitting on the carpet with a microphone and like interviewing, but then I was so embarrassed to have the flip cam.
cam.
She didn't even
Well,
do
there's
that.
I didn't
people
even
out
wanna
there
do
on
this 'cause I'm
carpets
too
today with shit
embarrassed.
like
Right,
that.
yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah, it's like a
true.
little different today though. That was like the very beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
So
think
it's probably
about
less
2000.
embarrassing.
It was so long ago. It was 2012,
crazy.
I guess.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it
so
was.
the wacky thing, and I know I'm sorry you guys for listening to this story forever, but
I like this story.
I realized that Kristina was that girl who beat me in the competition once I moved to LA, and she was doing AfterBuzz. And
So crazy.
She was doing the Bachelor AfterBuzz. So if you guys don't know AfterBuzz, it's like basically a podcast network, podcast and YouTube network, where they talk about pop culture things. There's different
TV
shows for different
commentary.
shows.
It's
Yeah.
like after shows for every
Yeah.
movie show on
Totally.
and Maria Menounos owns it.
Yeah.
If you've ever struggled to conceive, then you know that getting pregnant isn't always easy. Timing is everything, but it can be tough to know when your chances are the highest. Which days are you the most fertile? And are you tracking your fertility window accurately? I am currently tracking my period and my body with the Ava bracelet because Jared and I are going to start trying to have kids in the next year. So it's time for me to get to know my body a little bit better, and especially my menstrual cycle. So I'll know in the next few months when will be the highest chance I'll have to conceive.
Yeah, I use the Ava bracelet because I used to use the period tracker apps on my phone, but they just don't tell you as much about your body as the Ava bracelet does.
Ava is a Swiss startup company that is dedicated to advancing women's health and breaking taboos and discussing the menstrual cycle. You wear this CE certified medical device in the form of a comfortable bracelet only at night. So you're only wearing it when you're sleeping. It doesn't have to be like some fashion statement. But it's still attractive looking, by the way.
Ava provides fascinating insight about a woman's cycle and health, including data on sleep quality and quantity, psychological stress, resting pulse rate, and much more.
So even if you're not trying to conceive right now, it's still helpful to get to know your body in this way, especially if you plan to conceive at some time in the future. And once you've successfully gotten pregnant, you might be like, okay, now what? Do I have anything to track? Well, Ava can track general health during your pregnancy, as well as week-by-week updates on what to expect at each stage of your pregnancy.
Ava is clinically proven to detect the 5 most fertile days of your cycle. So if you are planning on getting pregnant, it'll tell you the 5 most fertile days, which are very important to know.
I also love the fact that 20% of the price of an Ava bracelet goes directly to the company's medical research and development in women's health. All right, ladies, it's time that you finally understand your body fully. You can visit avawomen.com to learn more. And for listeners of our program, you can receive $20 off your order by going to avawomen.com/getit. That is Ava, A-V-A, women.com/getit, and use our code GETIT.
That's avawomen.com/getit, code GETIT, for wherever you are in life.
So when she asked me to be on, and I was like, of course. And I come and I meet her in real life, and it was really great.
Did you know when you asked her to be on that she was the girl that beat you in the Jeff?
Yeah. We had chatted on Facebook. Like, can you believe we both like ended up doing like our thing in Hollywood?
Totally.
Yeah.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, so we were like close quarters.
So perfect.
But
we were like meant to be friends.
I remember when I got the AfterBuzz Bachelor show, they wanted Ashley on, and like the Bachelor show for AfterBuzz is like exclusive. It's like the hardest show to be a host on. Okay,
yeah, it's the hardest show to be a host on.
Is it Renee a host on there?
Yeah, she's a host on there now. Yeah, and I was like the new person in, and they were like kind of being mean to me because I was the new person. And they're like, well, you have to be able to book guests. And then I booked Ashley, and she was like the first person, like, we've been trying to get her on for years.
Oh my God.
I remember Brooks like reaching out, and I was like, I remember like the producers were like, just be selective about the press that you say yes to.
Yeah.
And they don't love the AfterBuzz thing in the production. But
Wait, so then then you just ended up living next to each other?
Dude, that's the
that
crazy
was the weirdest
part.
No.
Gnarly.
So she drove me home. I like Ubered that day. It's my first day that I did AfterBuzz with them. And then she goes,
That's
I'll drive
so
you home. You live in
weird.
West Hollywood, right? I go, yeah. She goes, what street? I go, Flores. And then she literally was like, me too.
3 apartments down.
We were
So
like
crazy.
legit like 1/10 of a mile from each other through 4 houses.
I was like, dude, the universe wants us to be best friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
So weird.
And now you're here.
And
on the
now I'm here. I'm so
podcast.
excited.
Well, we're excited to have you because obviously we've all been wanting to do a body image podcast for so long. But it'll be cool to have a more casual conversation about it with someone that's been a model for it, and we'll call it the right word when we get to that part of the conversation. But I think it'll be more fun to talk about it in a more casual way than like, because we were thinking of having an expert come on, and talk about the history and all that stuff. But I think this is like a way better way in like the age of social
You're like our
media
peer,
and stuff.
sort of,
For
rather
sure.
than like a.
But before, we should probably get to Ashley's on.
Okay, it's not. I get it. So it's just me talking a lot here. So Kristina walked in. Naz and Kristina have met a few times, but recently ran into each other at what is it? Lit Method.
We should give a shout out to Lit Method.
Yeah,
'cause
they're really
it's
good.
my favorite workout in LA.
So it's a workout class here in LA, and Naz has talked to me about like the trainer there or the instructor, and Kristina comes in and goes, "He's really hot, right?" And I'm like, that's totally normal. She's married, like I'm engaged. I want to
the
say
hotness.
like he's hot. Like it's like a thing that's like you can't ignore the fact that the instructor's hot in there, right? But I know we've brought this up a couple times. Jared doesn't like it when I say that guys are hot. If I say they're good looking or if they're handsome, he doesn't get bothered by it. But if I'm just like that guy's hot, he gets very weirded out.
That's
like,
so funny.
Like
Even
even at
good looking,
Aladdin.
handsome's better than hot, right?
What? No,
he likes when she says good looking or handsome.
Yeah.
To me, like if I call a guy good looking or handsome, that's like you're in line to be someone I'm with. Someone that's like,
If you're just
a
hot,
hot is like a 1 hour, one night makeout, or like you're just hot.
That makes
really?
sense.
Yeah, it's so
I
funny
don't
to
know.
me that he thinks the opposite.
That brings me to another point that I will bring up in a second. But he, like, even after Aladdin, I was like, he was hot. Like, Aladdin was freaking hot,
Oh, yeah,
right?
you like whispered it to me.
And
I
you
know,
know
I was like
that?
whispering, and he's like, Jasmine was hot. And I'm like, oh my God. See, you could have said Jasmine was hot to me without that tone, and I would have been totally
Wait, but
okay
he
with
said
it.
it as, like, a
I was like,
retraction?
she's so hot. But then the way he said it was like he was angry at
But
me.
you don't think that the boys on the other end are talking to their friends saying, dude, she's hot. She's hot. Like they are. They have to be.
I actually don't feel like Steve says that, but I
I
will.
don't think Jared says it either.
I will
Wait, what do
say
you mean, Lauren?
Steve
Like when
gets mad too.
like when
Yeah.
their husbands
they're hanging out
feature
with
to
their
be
friends and stuff. They're saying, "Oh, that girl's hot," or they're on the street in their head. They go, "Oh, that girl's hot." Like they're
Yeah.
thinking it
For
in their,
sure
in their
in
head.
their head.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But you think Steve's thinking in his head?
I mean, I think if he sees like a hot girl, he's probably like, Steve is like weird because he's like so into fitness. I feel like he'd be like, oh, she has like a good body. Like I feel like that's
yeah.
what he would notice.
Oh, the bane of my existence.
But definitely, like if I were to like be like, oh, that guy's hot walking down the street, he'd be like, are you kidding me?
See, I wouldn't say it like that.
I mean, I wouldn't, but I would.
I only talk about it like in reference to movie stars, pop stars, or stuff like that. And like I'm like, whatever. To me, he doesn't like that because he says that those pop stars and stuff are attainable because of where we live and like because of like
That makes sense.
where
That
we
makes sense.
are in
Yeah.
Hollywood and all that.
So he thinks you can like actually be with the Latin.
Yeah, I kind of think that is kind of what's annoying to him. But I don't know. I think that girls are able to say it, and girls don't say it in like a sexual way. We talk about it from like a totally aesthetic point of view. Like
Definitely.
my eyes like looking at him, not like I want to have sex with him.
Right.
Like that is not
Yeah,
what we mean
that's
when we
true.
say a guy is hot. I think maybe because
guys
they
think that, so then they think we think.
yeah, I think
I
so.
wanna have sex with
I'm like
that
it's just
guy.
eye
so.
candy.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, but
Wait, so did something happen like big where you were like, I can't say this person's hot around Jared anymore?
after
like,
Aladdin, I was whispering, Aladdin was so hot. Aladdin was so hot.
Oh, okay. That's so funny.
But that reminded me of something else. What did I say? That reminds me.
How men think that's how women think. They just
Oh
wanna
yeah,
sleep with
okay.
them?
So this is another thing that I've had with Jared recently. Like he'll tell me I'm beautiful,
Aw.
but
you
like
wanna be
to
hot.
me, and not
No
to say
way.
not to say this in a conceited way. I've always been told that I'm beautiful. I've never been told that I'm hot or sexy. So like I want him to look at me like you're hot or like you're sexy. Beautiful is actually a term to me that like I feel like you can find beauty in so many things.
But not
To be
everyone's
desired,
hot.
I want to be like I want a word that represents desire.
Right.
What-
Yeah,
how do
I
you
guess
feel
I
about
could
that?
agree with that.
Represents desire made it make sense for me in my head.
Yeah.
I'm so opposite of that. I feel like hot is so meaningless, but if like a guy called me beautiful, that means he like sees me in the inside and the outside.
More
feel
people
like
are
that
on your
too.
side.
No, more people
yeah.
are totally on your
You
side.
can call anything hot. You don't call. Not everything's beautiful. Right?
No, I think you can find beauty in a lot of things that aren't necessarily like aesthetically.
Can we go back to? We get it. Can we go
Yeah.
to the body image? Because I got a couple questions
Oh,
for
wait a
Kristina.
second. I think it
Yeah.
actually leads good into
Well,
leads well into body.
Yeah, actually, okay. So my
Go
first
ahead.
question relating to body image is: you said your husband Steve is really into fitness, so he would look at a girl on the street and say she has a really good body. Being someone who has been a plus size model, or what is the term actually we should use?
I mean,
the
you
right
could say
one.
plus size model, curve model. I mean, I think they
Is it now
There's
curve
models.
model? Is that
curve
like,
model or what people
Is
say?
plus size
Yeah,
outdated
but like
now?
if you like, let's say Ashley Graham, right? Like if she were to define herself, she would just be like, "I'm just a model."
Yeah.
she wouldn't say I'm a curve model or a plus size model.
right? Because why does it
like,
matter?
right.
You're just
It's
a
like
model.
saying
just a
I'm a
model.
black model or I'm a white
Right.
model. It's like we're all people,
You're
so
a
you're a model.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
So does that bother you at all, being someone that's, I guess, not a size 0 or a size 2, that your husband's like into, bodies?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's like something that I struggle with. I think it's something that like just women in general struggle with, like just their weight when it comes to relationships in general. I'll never forget Steve on our second date. He was like, "Do you want to go to the beach or do you want to go to the zoo?" And I was like, "Hell no! Am I going to the zoo, the beach with him? Like, no way!" I'm like, "Zoo," because I didn't want to be in a
I'll look at
bikini in
depressed
front of
caged
him.
animals before I get in a fucking bikini.
Yeah,
Same.
you know what I
Like
mean? I was,
knowing
like,
you go
embarrassed.
now, I'm like I
feel like you're so confident
so
in your
confident
bikini,
bikini.
yeah.
Right, but I wasn't then, and which is crazy is that I was like way skinnier then too, and I wasn't confident because I just don't think confidence really comes with like the way you look. It's just how you feel inside. I think what Steve does a really good job. Steve is my husband, is making me feel beautiful no matter what size I am. But he definitely emphasizes like fitness and health. So we like work out together all the time. But I don't think you can like worry about what the person thinks about you in your relationship, because if they're judging you based on your physical looks, like those always change. So as long as like they love you like inside and out, I think you find confidence in that, you know?
So Jared and I went up to Rosalind Sanchez at Wango Tango a couple of days ago because one of her really good friends is our wedding planner, Troy Williams. There's like pictures of the couples together in their house and everything. So it was really cool to meet her, considering she has like the sexiest summer drama with ABC coming out. It's called Grand Hotel, and it's going to be your new guilty pleasure. It's a 5-star hotel with 5-star secrets set along the gorgeous backdrop of Miami Beach. My wedding planner actually planned Eva Longoria's wedding, and she is the executive producer of this bold, provocative family drama drenched in romance and mystery. And I feel like whatever Eva touches is good TV.
It's about a young woman's disappearance during a hurricane and unravels a slew of scandals and lies. It's like Clue for television, and you know that when someone dies, all their dirty secrets come out, and it all comes out in Grand Hotel. It's a contemporary, fresh take on an upstairs-downstairs story of the staff's lives, intertwined with the owners of the hotel, and nobody is who they seem.
There's an all-star cast, including Academy Award nominee Damian Bashir and, like I said, Rosalind Sanchez. There's going to be so many twists and turns. You're going to be on the edge of your seat every week. We watched the premiere episode.
There's so many
good.
hotties in it, guys. So many hotties.
I just like love that Latino flair. It just makes for like a really juicy show, you know? The Grand Hotel check-in is tonight after The Bachelorette on ABC and all summer long with new episodes Mondays at 10, 9 Central.
Do you share like what your size is, or can you, for our listeners?
Yeah, I'm a size 14.
Okay.
I'm a size 14, which is so crazy because I'm considered a plus size or a curve model, but the 68% of American women are a size 14.
68?
Yeah,
Amen.
68%.
It's crazy.
So that's why you can't call it. Is that why you can't even call it plus size anymore? Because it's like normal average size.
Yeah.
But it's always been called plus size.
It's always been called.
I feel like it's never been like a thing until recently because of social media that people are like speaking out against, you know,
Yeah.
like
Social media has
not being
changed the
represented.
whole game.
Do you
totally.
Photoshop your photos at all? Or are you like true to who you are?
I'm true to who I like as far as photoshopping my body.
Yes, your
yeah,
body.
No, I
But
won't
how about
do that.
like not sizing on Photoshop, but like smoothing like cellulite?
No, I won't do that.
Good for you.
But I will if I will be totally honest. If I have like a huge pimple on my face, like depending on what it's for, if it's like for a campaign that I'm doing, then I would remove my pimple because that's something that's not always
That's
there.
not you.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but I wouldn't change like my waist or my legs or anything like that.
It's so crazy looking at like the top models, like Victoria's Secret models, and you go on like the Instagram account Celeb Face.
That
and
account is
they
insane.
take themselves in even more than what they
Yeah,
already
like,
are. And
you're like,
that's
why-
causing us to go insane.
I wouldn't ever think that their originals could ever be altered to look smaller.
Yes. And then you click the before and after. My friend was sitting next to me in class. She goes, I cannot believe how perfect this person is. I got an Instagram account to show you. And I showed her Celeb Face and it made her feel so much better.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying that it's so funny because size doesn't really matter or determine how you feel about yourself. Because you see people who you think are perfection and clearly like they have insecurities just as much as you do.
So where does this confidence like stem from? Because so I don't consider myself skinny or fat. I think I'm just there. I'm just like just walking around, you know, and I wish I could get more fit, but I am not comfortable ever picturing myself in a bikini.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've taken like 1 or 2 photos my entire life in a bikini.
No way.
But you're right. It's like all within.
You just gotta start doing it. I'll come take some photos of you. And then like the more you start doing it, you're like, wait a minute, like I look great, I feel great. Why am I so scared of this?
So you think the secret is like having a support system and someone like cheering you on? Like, do you feel like that's what people need?
So I definitely share a lot of like bikini photos and like just body positive photos on Instagram and on my blog because I think that's so important. Like I know for me, I grew up, like addicted to the Victoria's Secret fashion show and to like magazines, and I'm so involved in fashion. So I love models. They're so beautiful. So when I would see a really skinny model, like and growing up in a Greek family, like weight and being thin is like very important. But as soon as I started like being more aware on social media and started following people who looked more like me, I'm like, wait a minute, they're beautiful. Like they're owning their curves, like they're owning their confidence. I can do that too. Like, why am I so scared?
When did that happen for you? Like, when was that?
Honestly, my whole like body positive journey and everything started when I was getting married. Because I was like fat shamed like no other trying to find a wedding dress. It was impossible to find a wedding dress as...
I remember the drama around your wedding dress, but I didn't know that you were being fat shamed.
Well, I mean, like,
When
they
was
wouldn't
this?
think of it as fat shaming. I got married in 2017.
Okay, so that's not even that long ago. Like 2 years ago, you started this whole body positive
Yeah, I guess maybe a
movement
little
within-
bit before that because that's when I
Okay.
started curve modeling. But when I like really started talking about it was after my wedding because I would go to try and find a dress and there was barely anything as for a size 14 as a sample size, like nothing.
Yeah.
So when you're like wanting to feel beautiful but you can't fit into anything, it's a terrible feeling.
That was like when we tried on your bachelorette dresses, Ashley. They're like, oh well, we just have sample sizes.
It's like,
I'm
just imagine.
Why
You can't
is every
imagine.
sample size a 2?
Isn't
like,
that awful?
I only had one bridesmaid that was able to fit in them, and it was like
One.
We're like, let's see what it looks like on
it's
you.
okay. Lizzie
you
has
know?
a boy shape, so like we can say that Lizzie, feminist rants Lizzie has more of like a
a pencil shape that will be able to fit into that. But like the curves, like the boobies and the butts were not fitting into these.
Okay, so you guys have felt it too.
Yeah, but I'm so interested. Please walk me through your whole wedding dress journey.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how much of it you actually want to know.
I think we know. We want to know a good amount.
Okay, so pretty much it took me forever to find a dress, like months and months, and
Like,
it was.
I remember it was like 2 months before your wedding, and you were like, I don't know if I can wear that.
Okay, so couldn't find a dress. Finally, I found a dress that fit me, and I felt like freaking Marilyn Monroe.
Wait, but
I was like, holy shit, I'm going to look so hot.
Can you walk us through the not finding first, though, before you found it?
Yes, I went to probably like 10 different bridal boutiques. And I would say at every boutique, maybe there was like 1 or 2 dresses in my size.
But they could order it in your size,
They
right?
can order it in your size, but it's so hard to like
Yeah.
imagine yourself.
Yeah.
Like you just went through this. Like you're probably able to try on so many dresses. You can like look and feel beautiful in it. If you can't even like try on something that fits you for a day,
It's
that's like so
embar-
worked up. People are like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you're just going to know when you know. And like you're going to cry from emotions. I'm like, I'm crying, but it's not because I'm happy here, you know?
Yeah, and it's miserable because it's a whole thing, you know. It's like you want to bring your friends and family,
Yeah.
and if they have one dress in your size,
Totally.
and it's
And
not even
frankly,
the
it's, like,
silhouette you
embarrassing.
They should always have like a 14 and like a sample size,
Totally.
like just 2 of the same dress.
This is
And on
terrible.
top of the bridal sizes run so much smaller. So
Yeah.
like my wedding dress was like a 16 or an 18. So anyways, it's just such a defeating feeling.
Girls out there, when you go wedding dress shopping, just know that they're not true to size. Like they have a whole different size system.
Yeah, absolutely. And call ahead and make sure that they have samples for you to try on, because otherwise don't waste your time and give them your money. There's other places
So
that
you
you'll
would
find
go
something.
in and they'd have like one dress.
1 or 2 dresses. So finally I went to this place in Beverly Hills. This woman was like, I think you should try on this dress. It's like was not the type of dress I was looking for at all. But I tried it on and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing. I loved it. It just like hugged my curves. I wanted something that was like a little bit more A-line ballroom. And I ended up going for a trumpet style. And I just loved it so much. Fast forward a couple months later, my dress came in and it was 6 inches too short.
Oh my god!
And I was like, which is devastating. Also, I'm 5'10", by the way, and I was planning on wearing like 4-inch heels. So like height was just a big thing. So they were like, okay, we have to get you a new dress. I was like, okay. So they were supposed to get me a new
What
dress.
month is
Did they
this?
not measure your height or something?
I actually paid for extra length too, and the sample was perfect. I think they ordered petite instead of extra long. I think they messed up.
yeah.
You have one job.
Yeah. So this was July, and my wedding was the beginning of September.
Oh wow.
So they had to make me a new dress. So they were supposed to come. They're like, oh, it'll come August 27th. And I was like, no way. And I threw such a big stink because I was like, first of all, I'm getting married in New Jersey. This was in LA. I was like, this is not going to work. Anyways, they ended up getting it August 5th. So I was like, okay, a month before the wedding, that's enough time for alterations. So they never ended up getting me a new dress. What they tried to do is fix the original dress.
By adding extra material at the bottom?
No, they couldn't do that because of the shape of the dress. So they added extra material in the waist, which doesn't even make sense because now my waist, which is my smallest part, was supposed to
Shit, move down.
fit my hips and my butt.
It was supposed to hug
supposed to
your
really-
curves.
And my curves didn't
Show
even
the
fit in
hourglass,
there.
but there was now
I
they're
gotta
ruining
sit
the
on my
hourglass.
butt. I'm nervous now.
Yes, so it was absolutely terrible. So I went in to try this dress, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the reason I love this dress is because it hugged my curves so perfectly, made me feel so beautiful and feminine, and now I can't even fit into it. And now it's like, what, a month before the wedding or 3 weeks before the wedding. So they were like, okay, give us a week, come back on Saturday, and we will fix this dress for you. We'll tailor it for you. It'll be fine. And I was like, how are you going to tailor it? Like, they would have to add fabric. She was like, don't worry, we'll add these panels on. It'll be fine. I remember calling my mom leaving there because I went by myself. And my mom was like screaming at me. She's like, Kristina, like, how are they going to tailor this? This doesn't even make sense. But I was like, don't worry, I know the magic of tailoring. It'll be fine.
Aww.
So
You're so
I
positive.
was super positive
I
about
would
the
have
whole
lit
thing.
the place on fire and drove away.
I'm terrified.
I'm going to Home Depot buying some logs.
Wait, would you have been so crazy?
Yeah,
Oh.
that would have been so funny.
I would have flew to
I'm
corporate
scared. I'm
Yeah.
and gotten
scared for-
20 free wedding dresses for my next wedding.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at that point, I feel like there was nothing I could do but be positive because it's not like I could even like go find another sample dress. Like nothing
Yeah.
fit me. So I was like just fingers crossed all the way.
I have a lot of you guys that come see me at school and I do your hair and I ask like what are your favorite ads that we do and what products you actually have bought, and my number one response that people are happy with are Rothy's.
Same. Everybody who, like, if they walk in at iHeart and they hear me doing a Rothy's ad, they'll be like, oh, I have Rothy's. They're the best. Like, seriously, everybody's obsessed with them. I mean, it's kind of hard to say, like, oh, I'm not sure about this item when Meghan Markle wears them.
That's true. You got royal backing.
You got, like, royal backing, and she could wear any flat. And she knows that these are the most comfortable flats. They don't cut up the back of your foot. It's truly one of a kind in that way as far as, like, the flats that I've known in my life.
They are made out of recycled water bottles, so you can feel good about drinking a couple of water bottles because they're just going to be thrown into your next pair of Rothy's.
This goes off of what our fans and friends have been saying. There are over 1,000 nearly perfect reviews of Rothy's on their site.
See?
Yeah.
People know what
love them.
People
remember
know
when Lizzie came over and she was like, can I have these?
Yeah.
Or like, can I borrow them? That's her impersonation of Lizzie when she asked for something. Only when she asked for something. No, she borrowed them, but she thankfully gave them back.
Rothy's come in a wide range of colors and patterns, and they're available in 4 different silhouettes. Plus, they're constantly launching new styles, so you're guaranteed to find a pair or 3 that you love. They launch new colors and patterns every few weeks, and they sell out constantly.
I'm like really into a statement shoe because then when you could basically wear like all one color or like, you know, black and then pop at the foot.
Yeah.
Or like for me, I had like those pale, I wore it to the Jonas premiere. I had like blue on blue pants, blue shoes. So I like the way that with Rothy's you can kind of like have fun with your shoes and still be comfortable.
Rothy's has diverted over 25 million water bottles from landfills to make stylish, comfortable shoes. Okay?
25
Period. Mic drop.
million water bottles
From landfills
have
to
been
make
used
shoes. How cool is that? It's also good just to have a pair of shoes that you can wear with like a dress, jeans, or like to wear to the yoga studio. If you know you're just going to take off your shoes really quickly, they're just so comfortable to slide on and off.
BuzzFeed has actually called them their forever shoes. So you can check out all these amazing styles and get your own Rothy's right now at rothys.com/get it. That is ROTHYS.com/get it. So go to rothys.com/get it to get your new favorite flats, comfortable, stylish, sustainable. These are what you've been waiting for basically ever. So head to rothys.com/get it today.
So anyways, I get there that Saturday and I go in there, I try the dress, and I just like immediately start hysterically crying because they butchered it so badly. Instead of adding on ivory panels, they added on white panels. So now my dress was two-toned. Like actual two-tone. I was like, am I hallucinating? Like, and then I came out and my friend was like, your dress is 2 different colors. So my dress was 2 different colors and they completely butchered the alterations. It looked disgusting.
How much was this dress?
Two-tone.
It was probably like a $3,000 dress. Okay. So anyways.
Did you have to pay for these alterations?
No. Okay. So the manager of the salon came in and was like, as soon as she saw it, her jaw dropped and was like, oh my gosh, we need to find you a new dress.
Okay.
So they brought
like a completely new dress.
Like literally, there was no saving it at that point. So this was like 3 weeks before the wedding. No, maybe a little bit less, like 2.5 weeks before the wedding.
This is insane because you guys, you're supposed to get it within a year to 6 months before the wedding. Like that's when you're supposed to order it.
It was so crazy. And so then they started bringing in all these dresses, but remember, like I can't fit into dresses. So there was 5 options. 5 options for me to try on. And like we had
Why didn't you go to another salon?
Well, first of all, like I only had 2.5 weeks. In between this, I tried finding some other dresses, but I can't fit into dresses.
I am so angry right now because I'm so single. I'm not even thinking of like weddings at all. But like, why is the wedding industry like that? Everyone gets married.
That is pretty bizarre.
That's crazy.
Everyone gets married. Yes, it's not just for.
This is why on all those shows, everyone's wearing the grossest fucking dress.
Yeah.
We know why? Because they're not making the pretty ones in the sizes we need.
Exactly.
I just figured it out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Wow. It's not everyone's fault. It's the wedding industry.
People
It's the
don't have
wedding
terrible
industry's
taste.
fault.
It's the wedding industry.
Yes, that just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
It was bad. Anyways, make a long story short, I happened to be there that day. I was trying to make this one dress work that was like remotely similar to my dress. And all of a sudden this woman came in and she's like, stop. That dress does not look good on you. It's way too white. There's not enough boning in the chest. It doesn't support you. Stop trying to make it work. I'll make you a dress. And I was like, who are you?
Did she walk out of a pumpkin carriage?
Guys.
Were there mice at her feet?
Yeah, it was insane. She's like, I'm like, who are you? all of a sudden, I'm not even kidding you, without me even saying anything, she started like pinning this like elaborate bow on the back of my dress. She was like, my dresses have bows, so I just want you to see what it could look like. And I was like, who are you? And she's like, my name is Sarah Nori. I'm a wedding dress designer from New Jersey. I'm in here for 24 hours.
No way.
She happened to be in LA for 24 hours doing a trunk show. She's like, I heard about your situation. I love how you're handling yourself. I want to make you a dress and make it right. And she made me a custom dress. The craziest part is my wedding was in New Jersey. So I got to go home, try it on in her salon, do all the fittings there with my mom. And she had a photo shoot in my wedding venue. So she knew like everything about my venue. It was like,
wow,
like a crazy fairy tale ending.
Did you love the dress?
I loved it.
This is like the power positivity. This is why I should be more
Yeah,
positive.
I honestly,
You
I really
attracted
do
it.
think like I got so lucky because I wasn't so crazy.
If you were Bridezilla in that salon,
Because if
she'd say fuck off.
Yeah, she'd be like, I'm not helping this girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to cry.
So did she charge you?
No.
No.
Oh my God.
All I paid for the deposit on the first dress, but then the bridal salon covered everything else.
Okay.
And actually, this was like a way more expensive dress. I think my dress ended up being like $8,000 with like because they made a custom veil for
What
me.
was
They
the
did
name
all
of the
it.
bridal salon?
Oh, Panache, Beverly Hills.
Never buy a dress
But they
from
ended up
them.
paying off the other dress.
I paid for the deposit,
Oh, okay.
And then nothing else. Yeah.
nothing else.
Wow, everyone.
But yeah,
But you ended up finding.
sorry guys,
this
that was like a
girl
long story
through
about my
that.
wedding dress.
No,
I was fully
it's-
enthralled.
It's
Yeah.
great because it's relatable, and I feel like that's so sad that on like your biggest day, it's just one example of why it's difficult to just be a curvy or bigger person in America.
Yes. And the reason that it empowered me so much is because I was like, when I was trying on dresses and not fitting, people were like, well, how much weight are you planning to lose for your wedding? Because everyone just assumes that you want to lose weight for your wedding. And that's fine. Like a lot of people do. And I think that's great. You want to look your best. But I wasn't like necessarily planning on dropping 20 pounds for my wedding. So I'm like, okay, I feel good. I'm looking in the mirror. I feel good. And everyone is telling me I need to lose weight. I'm like, F off. Yeah. And after that, I was just like so empowered by it. I'm like, screw this. Like all that matters is how I feel about myself, and everyone else can just like kiss my butt.
And you're like so healthy. Like you work out
I
every
want to
single
get
day.
to that, but before I do want to say, without calling anyone up by name, that I've gotten multiple people being like, "How's your wedding diet going?"
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I would like to lose maybe like 7 pounds before August, but like I also would really have no problem if I looked the way I do today there. Like I think it's a weird question to ask.
Do you think it's because you talk about wanting to lose weight for the wedding, or
No, people are just saying it like willy nilly all the time.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, I think
why
it's
does
pretty
society
crazy because I
assume
do
that?
feel
It's terrible.
Like I know what I feel like. I have a weight that I feel good at, and then I have a weight that I think like I probably am the best at TV for and all that. But I also like I never have body image issues. It's like one thing that I almost like can't relate to because I've always just felt pretty good about myself, whether I was like 120 or what my normal weight is. 120 was my lowest. It's just I would never look at myself right now and be like, I hate.
Yeah.
But
the
did
way.
anyone growing up ever make fun of you for your weight, or did you ever feel left out because of your weight? Because I feel like that's where it starts when you're little, right? Where I told you guys it wasn't really until I met you and like the Kardashians were a thing.
Yeah.
In Florida, you're on the beach all the time. I live 10 minutes from the beach,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just. Like literally, a girl told me that I had a weird shaped body.
That
And
is
it was funny.
that's so
and
mean.
since
So
that
crazy.
day, and it was because like you guys know I get so bloated, so it's like, and I have a butt, so like my stomach was coming out and my butt's coming out like at the same place. So I feel like that's where it stems from for most people.
No,
is
I
they
mean,
have an
totally.
experience when they're little or like even kindergarten where they're like, why are you eating that much? And then it's like that one thing you never forget.
I only brought that up on like how I've always been like pretty confident in like whatever my weight is because I watch Lauren and like our other best friends complain about like the crazy. I'm like, are you really thinking like they're like, I'm fat. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Like, you're crazy, right? Like, you're crazy, but like they actually believe it. So I'm just trying to figure out how they, who never like had a kid say anything to them, get so warped.
Well, maybe did someone, Lauren?
Yeah, like why do you feel
I
like
think
that?
it's just
Where do you think it came from?
looking
For you.
in the mirror and comparing to what I used to be probably
Like
looking at
as
old
your
pictures.
16-year-old?
You know what? 16, you're growing up, and I kind of think mentally, I'm
Lauren's
kind
body
of
was
stuck
killer.
at 16 or something because I was like my height. But also, I'm 28, going to be 29 soon. Obviously, my body is not going to be what it was in 16, and that's kind of what you have to be like. Okay, I look good for being 29 and never ever working out. You know, like this is what I'm going to get. So you got to be kind of comfortable with whatever that is. And if I worked out, I'm sure I'd feel better about myself. But we haven't done.
When do you feel like it started for you?
I don't know when it started for you.
I ate a lot in college, and I didn't
Yeah, I was gonna
realize
say
I was
around
eating a
college.
lot. And then I got out of college, and I was like, "Oh shit, I got a little bit fat." And then obviously breakups make me be really thin, and then being happy makes me heavier, and so it kind of just fluctuates. Yeah.
Our best friend is one of the engineers at this next company, and they have really cool things coming out for your teeth. But we can't reveal those secrets, but we can tell you about our favorite item of theirs now is
Quip, the toothbrush. The toothbrush.
Yeah.
It's perfect for it's perfect for your all around toothbrush, but we use it as a travel toothbrush because it's very small, compact, and it comes with a sanitary cover that you can just throw in your bag and don't worry about the bristles touching like the inside of your to-go bag, which is kind of gross to think about.
Yeah, I also love sticking it to the mirror of a hotel.
Yeah, you stick it to the mirror hotel or on your mirror at home. It keeps everything really sanitary and clean. And they also have sensitive sonic vibration, so you don't mess up your gums while you're going hard with the electric toothbrush. Some electric toothbrush can really mess up your gums.
Jared definitely was messing up his gums before he actually got his Quip. Because he was really bad with the manual brush, but the Quip allows you to just kind of glide it over. And they also have this 2-minute time pulser. So it tells you when to switch sides so you get an all over even clean in your mouth.
It works at a stand, mounts your mirrors, and slides over your bristles to pack and protect your Quip while you go. And it declutters your sink or cabinet and makes traveling with an electric toothbrush easier.
And I also love the fact that the brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist recommended schedule of 3 months, and it's just an additional $5. So it's a friendly reminder when it's time to refresh those bristles so you can stay committed to your oral health. 75% of people actually brush their teeth with ineffective old used bristles, and it really can be ineffective when it comes to getting clean.
This is actually very interesting, as I have learned recently that Quip is the first electric toothbrush accepted by the American Dental Association. So they are legit.
And you guys, if you have kids out there, they have a new brush for kids. It's like the original version, but it's like tweaked down, sized down for the tiny mouths.
And they have watermelon anti-cavity toothpaste.
Oh, very cute.
They're very cute. So we love Quip because it's great on the go and it debulks your sink, your clutter, and you also don't have a huge charger to plug into the wall. Yeah. So that's why we love Quip and why over 1 million happy, healthy mouths do too. Quip starts at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/getit right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. And that's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/getit, GETIT.
Oh, and let's just say, I know we've been doing ads for Quip for quite some time now, so I actually want to hear from you guys who have bought a Quip toothbrush and your feelings on it on our Facebook page. So please let us know how you think about Quip.
But I do want to talk about how Kristina and Naz, I mean, you guys work out like crazy. You guys are both good workouters.
I don't know, like crazy. It's like three times a week.
Still, you work out consistently.
3 times a week is really all you need.
Kristina's husband is a trainer, and you work out how many times a week?
Probably like 5 days a week.
And you probably eat pretty well, too.
I do eat well. That's why I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
I work out. I work out because I don't eat well.
No, I eat well. I mean, yeah, everyone's body is just different. You know what I mean? Because you work out all the time too. I was never skinny. I looked at my high school prom dress and it was a size 14. Mm-hmm. I was just like never skinny. Like growing up, like I remember my sister was like the skinnier one. I used to be like, well, I'm the smarter one. Like we would get in fights. You know what I mean? Which it's not true. She's very smart too. But
you talked about Greek families being like oddly concerned about weight, which is interesting because when I think about Greek families and like the Mediterranean, I think about like Spanish, Italy, like just like celebrating like that womanly figure.
Yeah, I don't think it's like
They don't celebrate
Greek American women though, at least. Like, because I know every single Greek girl I know at some point their like their grandmother or their mom or someone was like, you need to lose weight.
They're very blunt about it.
Same
Super
with my
blunt.
family, and my family's like,
And what's your ethnicity?
Dominican,
Okay.
and it's crazy because we're not born that way. But
Yes.
my mom, I will never
You're
forget.
not born to be super skinny.
I
For
mean,
the
like,
most part.
For the
I'm
most part,
totally
but my mom and her
stereotyping.
sisters were so thin growing up. And my mom, I remember her saying, like, I was 120 at your age when I was like 135 or something.
Right. And like those little
and
things
every
stick
time I
with
go
you.
home, like I'm about to go on a cruise with my family to Cuba. I already know my mom's going to say, and my mom has gained weight.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter what she is. It matters that I am because I'm single. I think that's also a part of it, maybe.
That's so interesting.
And she doesn't say it. I mean, it is mean in general, probably to the outside world. But for me, it's just like my mom being like, "Yo, you could look better than this."
She thinks she's
Ring it
helping
in.
you.
Yeah, she thinks she's hot, but it doesn't.
I think it's just like a culture thing.
Is it? Was your mom ever like that?
My mom will talk behind our backs to each other about what we look like.
like her and
Oh,
Aunt
okay.
Debbie, or
Her and Aunt Debbie will talk.
No, Mom won't never talk to Aunt Debbie about that.
No, but she'll be like, tell Ashley, you know, the wedding's
like
coming
to
up.
you,
And then I'm
Ashley
sure
about
my
Lauren.
mom will tell Ashley, "Oh, Lauren's arms looking a little big these days." And then,
Mom will never talk about your arms, Lauren.
okay,
She
well,
always wants you to eat more.
I don't know why. Yeah, so she'll talk behind our backs, and then our dad will tell us to just work out for like our hearts and stuff. But I know it's kind of coming from also look better.
It's interesting you guys bring up
Yeah.
your dad because my dad's a little in it too. Like my dad will always be like, I don't know if I should even say that. Yeah, I was like, should I say that? Like, I feel like I remember in my early 20s, my dad making a remark about like my thighs.
Like
Because
being
my
big.
fat goes to my thighs.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so crazy. Like, we should just be celebrating what everyone is because everyone's beautiful and whatever weight you are is
as long as
great.
you're
Especially your
And we
family.
shouldn't assume everyone wants to be a size 2.
It's so funny because my parents will say something like that too. I like actually yelled at them once, so like they won't say anything now. But I cannot believe I'm going to say this. But my mom doesn't even know I know this. But when I was just home in like New York a couple weeks ago, my mom legit pulled my husband. She was like, "Well, Kristina has gained weight. You need to do something about it." I know. Really? Steve told me I can never tell anyone, so you guys can't tell anyone. How many people listen to this, by the way?
No one listens.
Okay.
Don't worry.
And so it's so interesting though because she would never say anything to me because she knows I'm happy and like that's what's most important. But that's her way of like looking out and making sure that I'm okay. But it's like kind of messed up.
I want to know, like,
I just think it's a generational thing.
So
too.
Steve told you that she said this.
yeah.
First off, let's just clarify one thing here. She's like super healthy. She like works out all the time and she eats really well. If she were like shoving her face with McDonald's every day and like completely eating poorly and not working out, that's one thing to have your parents encourage you to have a healthier lifestyle.
Yes.
But if it's just like a weight thing and it's just aesthetics, then that's totally different thing. My dad always is like, if he talks about my weight, if like say I am like on like my heavier side, he will be like, he'll refer to it as like a career thing. And like for TV, I need to look a certain way.
That's interesting.
You know what's
I
really
feel like we
interesting?
should start correcting our parents and
Yeah, we
these
should check
people
it.
older. But it's good because I feel like we won't really be this way with our kids.
It's so interesting because a lot of the messages I get on Instagram are from women that a lot of them are older and they're like, "Thank you so much for sharing this," because I feel like when I was growing up, I didn't have someone like I was always like bullied even from my family about my weight. And like these are women that are like 50 years old, 60 years old. Wow. And so it's so interesting. Yeah, but the conversation needs to change. But I do think like what you said, Ashley, like health is so important.
I just want to know, and I could Google this easily, but like when it started, because we've all heard that like in the caveman days, right? I don't know if this is a myth, but like the curvier woman was like the attractive one, and like that's what guys wanted to be with because she had more meat on
That
her
was like
bones. So,
Renaissance
yeah.
times.
Yeah, so
And then she was
how-
wealthier too.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really want to know how we went from there to like the supermodel phase. You
I
know,
think it
like,
happened in like the 20th century.
Yeah,
I really do.
with like corsets and
Like
stuff.
the 40s.
I feel like, but if you
The
think about
20s,
like
I would
Marilyn
say.
Monroe though too, she was like
She's like an 80
curvier
or
She was
something.
super
Yeah.
curvy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was the sex
idolized,
symbol
yeah.
of that time. So when did
Maybe the 70s, to be honest.
I
feel
think
like
it
it's like
could have been the
70s, 80s.
70s.
Yeah.
Damn, what happened?
I don't know, but
But if you ask guys, they'll still say they would prefer the girl to be like 10 pounds overweight than 10 pounds underweight, I feel like.
100%.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think that girls have warped their own senses.
Yeah.
Because I think fashion, I think clothes can look like really cool. Like that's the thing. Like clothes look cool on a really skinny, gaunt girl sometimes.
or that's what we're made to believe
And that's
through
what-
like
yeah.
runways and
Totally.
it all
But I
stems from
think
the fashion industry.
if we're talking about reproductive things and like how like the body was designed, like how guys were designed to be attracted to a woman, fertility, the curves, like the wide hips are something that they like fundamentally like in their core like
Yeah.
desire.
are attracted to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because I think a lot of the times though too, there's just now there are, but there have not been clothing options for women who are over a certain size. Like they've been terrible where you either look like a grandmother or there's just like corporate things or there's just like moo-moos. So it's been so hard for women because if you're a little bit larger and even if you are confident, you can't even like show it off because you're always told you have to hide your body. And it's definitely like something that the fashion industry has created.
Yeah.
It's just like such a bad business move, especially since like so many more women would buy clothes if they had
Yeah,
something
like
to fit them.
68% more people are going to buy your shit
It's
if you make bigger
crazy.
sizes.
It's like Victoria's Secret when I used to work there. It's like we
I
didn't
wanna talk
offer
about Victoria's
anything above the double D, which is crazy. And that's why all these bra companies are now coming out with
Yeah.
like more inclusive sizes. But I also feel like it's a lot of movies too. Like I feel like growing up in pop culture, I was just used to seeing the bigger girl or guy get made fun of. Or they were always the stereotypical
They're like the side character,
class
like the,
clown, or the best friend that kind of wouldn't find love. And so there has been this resurgence of like, no, let's make them the lead characters, and they're people too. Like it's crazy,
It's so interesting.
What are your thoughts on the Kardashians since they technically brought curves back?
but they have physically and mentally bought curves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you buying it or having it. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, they have them, okay? We all know they have them by nature.
Chloe
they
was
enhance
definitely
them
bigger
to a
and-
comical degree.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do I think about them? I mean, I'm like so impressed by them. Like, I think they're incredible businesswomen. I think they're beautiful. They definitely made curvy popular, like
Yeah.
for sure. Like, girls want butts now because of that.
Which is great. Which is, I think, why they get so much flack from other communities.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's African American
Right,
or
they
Latin
do.
communities, because all these people kind of came out and are saying, well, we've always looked this way, but now it's just
Right.
cool because the Kardashians had the money to make it.
I think
Right,
it's
but
like
that's
a
not
compliment.
their fault. It's
Right.
like society's fault for like.
Yeah, it is. It is a complex situation,
Yeah.
because why all of a sudden?
It's so funny. I was just on this trip with Kim Kardashian's personal trainer, and she was telling me how she got so much flack and like she was like all over the press
For the
because-
Met Gala,
For the Met
we
Gala.
talked about
For the Met Gala, why?
Well, because
because the dress she wore.
'Cause it looked
Remember,
like she had, like,
everyone was like,
lost a
did she
rib?
get a rib taken
Yeah.
out?
Oh.
But I guess what happened was like her trainer was like telling me, she's like, no, you don't understand. Kim is like works so hard. She's in the gym every
Yeah.
single morning and this and that. And then I guess she said that on her stories. And then people were like, yeah, but like that is not natural. Like that's not real. So even if she works so hard, like it's still fake. Do you know what I mean? And to a certain, I don't know what's going on in her body, but like to a certain degree, it is. So, I mean,
In those cases, though, I like to flip the conversation and put the responsibility on yourself. If you have a sound mind and brain, you can read. Like you should be choosing who your body idol is or whatever,
Right.
And of course, Kim grew up, being famous, so like there's a little element of that where like she's gonna want there's a camera on her all the time.
Yeah.
Of course, it's gonna go to your head and like make you want to look perfect in
Mm-hmm.
your head. It's environmental in her case or circumstantial.
Right. And I don't think she like tries to like pretend that she's not doing anything. I mean, she used to, but I mean, there's clear proof. Like if you just
Clear
look at
proof.
They
photos.
just can't do it anymore. They just can't say it's real anymore.
Yeah.
So, and I just think that they want to be extra. Like, they're like,
Right.
oh, if we're known for this, like, let's really emphasize it. Okay, but Victoria's Secret this year, Victoria's Secret has, like, their fashion show for the past 2 years has dropped so significantly, like 50% of viewership. And then, like, I know there's a lot of stores around the country that are closing. And I truly think it's because, like, back when the Victoria's Secret fashion show got popular, I'd say in the mid 2000s, when we were like all like late high school.
I remember.
Yeah.
So, like, late high school, I was like, these girls look fit, healthy, like they eat. I idolized them because a Victoria's Secret model was different than a regular runway model because they were curvy. They looked
So
like
true.
they ate.
Right.
Yes.
And
Adriana Lima.
yeah, they looked strong.
She had like boobs.
Yeah.
They were bouncing everywhere.
Yeah.
They looked good.
Yeah.
And now,
Every time the catalog came in the mail, I would like stare at
Yes,
Alessandra
yes.
face, and I'm like,
So
wow.
beautiful. Yeah.
I'd literally look at her like she was a Grand Canyon.
I was like,
know.
wow. I thought that was the most perfect specimen in the entire. I could not believe how pretty she was. I had green contacts and everything because of her. But I just am so I feel strongly that over the past couple of years they've put runway models in their fashion show. And
The clothes aren't
that's-
as appealing.
And now we don't think it's like as oogling.
I don't think that's the issue with it. I
Really?
think the issue is that
Inclusivity.
is that they refuse to
to
put
put.
Yeah.
And it's
more
like,
diverse models, and they refuse to put curvy models. Like, what's his name? Ed Watsick. I might have. It's definitely Ed something, but he is like the creative director or whatever of Victoria's Secret. He has said, he's like, people don't want to see curvy women. People do not want to see. He's like literally said that with no shame, and so that's why I feel like people aren't wanting to support it because they're not even like willing to entertain a curvier woman as a beautiful woman or as someone who should be idolized as well too. And I think that's more of an issue.
yeah. And well, they
At least
pulled
for
the
me.
shows.
No, that makes sense.
You guys know they pulled the shows for now, right?
Oh,
But they're not doing one
Yeah,
this
like
year.
it's not happening this year, and they're supposedly gonna repurpose it. You know, maybe it'll be on a
They get rid
streaming
of this
service
Ed
like
guy?
Netflix or something.
They need to. I just read an article that said about Victoria's Secret that said pretty much like the only way that they'll survive is if they decide to become inclusive.
Absolutely.
Isn't it crazy that they wouldn't
2019.
even want like Ashley Graham walking that runway?
It's
'Cause You would
crazy.
think that she was like the hottest one of all
Can
of
someone
them.
fire the creative director?
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
I
I'm
don't know
just-
if he's definitely the creative director.
Okay, whatever.
but
Just-
whatever, Ed.
It's probably the owner or like whatever. it
Right,
is.
because you can't fire the owner because obviously someone would have by now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
So crazy. It was interesting when I was working live events for E this award season. Like BB Rexa is a size 6, which
And
is
she
my
couldn't find
size.
things, yeah.
And there were a lot of designers who like refused to dress her for the Grammy. She was nominated for Best New Artist, and to me that was like a moment where I was
Refuse
like, wow.
to dress her.
I was like,
That's
wow,
nuts.
I'm a size 6, so like this is like it like hit home, and I was like, even if I had this incredible voice and was nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys, there's still people that wouldn't want to dress you because you're not.
Isn't that terrible?
That was so insane to me. And then luckily Jeremy Scott from like Moschino stepped up and was like, and a bunch of designers did actually. I don't know who the original was, but I'm happy she called him out. I feel like it's just a part of a conversation, right? And
Yeah, I
you're
think-
obviously a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I talk about it on Instagram and on my blog all the time because I think it's so important. I don't think that people realize, like, let's say, like, even for you guys, you're thinner, right? You're not my size. Like, you don't realize that, like, we can't go shopping together necessarily.
Yeah.
And then, like, that sucks. Like, if you want to go shopping with your friends and you can't even shop at the same store. So I think that the only way it will change is if people talk about it. And I think before I used to be like a little nervous to talk about it because like it's embarrassing to say you can't fit into clothes. But before I started modeling and doing the blogging thing, I was styling for so long. And I know the struggles that women face in the dressing room of all different sizes. So I was like, this is ridiculous to go into a store and not even be able to find your size is just such a terrible feeling. And if other people are feeling like this, then we should at least all be in it together and support each other.
Yeah. So do you think that like stores should just offer sizes from like 00, whatever? Like you're also on the flip side, you have the people who are very skinny.
Very naturally skinny,
Very naturally
too,
skinny,
like,
and
can't.
they are shamed for the
Yeah,
same
and that's
thing on
not
the other
okay
end.
either.
Yeah.
So there should be just a wide range of sizes.
There's shaming on both sides. It's crazy.
If you're just body shaming someone at this point, like what is wrong with you?
I know.
Lauren, did you know Topshop's closing?
I did know.
I did not.
I can't believe this. I'm so
Wait,
disappointed.
where? Like
I
in
can
general?
believe-
In general,
well, they'll
stores.
At the
still have
Grove?
online.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Wait, I was planning on going there tonight.
No, it's
No,
the
no.
best at the Grove. It's the best store at the
It's
Grove.
closing at the Grove?
I think Zara's better, but
I don't like
They're
Zara
very
as much,
even.
but they are very similar.
Topshop only has 11 stores in the United States,
Yeah.
so they're closing all of
really?
them, and they're a UK brand.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if like you go to London and there's
You
still
can't
Topshop.
also order Topshop online. You don't know how it fits. It's a little off.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
But I
like
love the
Revolve
stores.
now. Yeah, I think brick and mortar. There's a whole. I mean, we can have another
I
podcast
don't know.
on
I
this one
think
day.
that brick and mortar is a thing that I want for the rest of my life.
Same. And there's a whole retail apocalypse now where, just like you said, Victoria's Secret, Topshop, Gap is closing a lot of their stores.
I haven't seen a Gap in a long time.
Yeah, but if you look at like
There's not the Grove.
yeah, there
There is.
Yeah.
I just walk by it. It's like air.
Yeah. It's like it's in the corner.
Gap. I like getting
corner.
sandals at the Gap.
Okay.
I do want to take this conversation in a different direction.
Yeah.
Aside from, for example, your wedding dress story, that's something I wouldn't have thought of just because, like, I'm single. Or there are other instances, maybe outside of fashion, where you feel like people maybe don't realize that we can, like, educate ourselves and our listeners on, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think that for one thing, you shouldn't see someone who's like not skinny and assume they're not healthy.
Right.
I think that's a huge thing. I definitely like promote working out and like eating a healthy lifestyle, like living a healthy lifestyle. I think that's so important. But I know like a lot of people, like for instance, there's someone who I'm friends with, Tess Holiday. She's created F Your Beauty Standard. She is like a huge pioneer in like the body positive movement. She's done a lot for it. People literally shame her all the time and are like, you're advocating for obesity and this and that. And I understand like people's point of view too, because, you know, you want to be healthier, but you don't know what's going on in her world. You don't know why she looks the way she is. You don't know why she weighs, how much she weighs, or what she does on an everyday basis. So I think people just need to like not be so quick to judge and just not assume that people aren't doing their best to be healthy. Right. I think that's an important thing. I think that something that people don't realize is that when you're overweight, you struggle finding jobs. Like
really,
yeah, curvier women or overweight women are likely to get paid less and get hired less, which is crazy.
Why? Because there's an assumption that they're slower. Or
yeah,
something?
that they're lazy, slower.
Interesting. I never think
so-
about
We
Yeah.
have such a long way to go. It's
Yeah.
like you think we've like come such a long way.
It's
We
really
haven't.
crazy. I mean, obviously, the entertainment industry has always discriminated against people who are a little bit overweight, but it's not just the entertainment industry.
That's crazy.
Like, you
have
never-
you ever felt like that? Sorry.
I mean, weirdly for me, having
worked
it's like
out.
worked out really well for me. But I think it's because I'm confident. Like my whole blog and like the modeling is honestly all because I'm a little bit curvier. So I guess I'm not like the average person struggling with that. But I think it's just because I've chosen to own it. And also like I've always been like a little bit bigger and I felt like large and in charge, but I use it to my advantage instead of like using it as a disadvantage.
You're just seeing yourself as yourself instead of seeing it as a flaw.
Right.
Can I play a little bit of devil's advocate
Yeah,
with you?
absolutely.
Do you think that your success has been because you have the curves in the right places? Like, because you do like come in the center. You have a very womanly body. You don't hold it like an apple shape where it's in your stomach.
I kind of do.
You do think that you've had an advantage because of that?
No, I kind of
You have it
do
in your stomach,
hold
really?
it in my stomach.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually feel like I'm not like the idolized curvy figure. Like I have a little bit of an hourglass figure, but when I gain weight, it'll go more towards my stomach as opposed to just like my legs and my butt. But I think that's something that definitely is like a really great point because a lot of times when you see a curvier figure, you see someone who has a super small waist and like bigger legs and bigger butt, and that is not the reality.
That's how I feel. And I do love Ashley Graham, but I feel like she has such a skinny face.
She does have
Oh, she has the skinniest face. Like, she wouldn't be, would she be famous if she, like, held any of her weight in her face?
I love her. I do. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm knocking her. I love everything she's doing.
Right.
But I'm just exactly what you're saying.
But
I'm
you're saying you
wondering
want a
if
new
someone-
model, too.
I would love to see someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, because
It's like, oh,
bodies
so
come in
she's
all
bigger-
shapes and sizes.
She's bigger according to these standards, and she has
Totally.
a good hourglass shape. You
Right.
know.
I
But
just
I
want
still
to
think
see
she's
like
doing good stuff.
I want to see like size 6'8" models like wearing bikinis and stuff.
Yeah, that would
I
be
feel
really
like
nice, too.
I think there's some websites I was looking at this week looking at bikinis, and I was like, oh yeah, that's like a not a 2, that's like a 6'8", and that's making me feel like that's what I'm gonna look like in that bathing suit, and that makes me want to buy it more because I know that if I'm looking at like a size 2, I'm gonna be like, well, it's not going to look like that, so I'm not going to buy it, you know?
100%.
Aerie does a really good job at
Aerie
that.
does? Mm-hmm. So where do you buy your clothes since there's not all-inclusive? Do you have, like, specific stores that you like?
I shop at Aerie for swim a lot.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna go on there.
Oh my gosh, they're the best. They have like the
suits
craziest
are the
sales.
hardest to buy when you. That's also why I hate bathing suits because I cannot find one that like fits me right.
Yeah, we can go shopping
The
together.
bottoms are the worst.
Yeah,
for me.
I really like Aerie's high-waisted bottoms. I think those are really great. I love shopping at Nordstrom because I shop there online and they just have such good search filters.
Okay.
So you can like search your sizes and I think that's great. ASOS has awesome product, although
Love
I
ASOS.
got double ASOS delivery and only 2 things work today. So they're hit or miss. Eloquii, if you're a curvier woman, like they have great plus size options, 14 and above. There's a lot
about
more
Good
brands.
American?
Oh, I like Good American.
Yeah. Khloe Kardashian's line.
Do you guys wear Good American?
I do. That's like the only jeans I wear.
Yeah.
They're
I
great.
think
Soft.
they're too expensive.
They
are.
are expensive, but like I wear my jeans for like 2 years.
Yeah, it's
So
worth it.
they have a bigger butt and a smaller waist, and it's just everything I try on. If it's not that, has that gigantic
Fashion Nova
gap in the
literally
back.
feels like Good American,
Fashion
though.
Nova is also very
Very stretchy.
Literally, I couldn't wear jeans growing up. Could you?
Yeah.
Because it was like Levi's, which definitely didn't go past my thighs. You know, like they would fit my legs.
And the low waist
not the
growing
thigh
up.
part.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to squeeze into it.
Yeah, I actually know. I used to like have jeans growing up. I like worked at Abercrombie and I remember like wearing their jeans or like Rockin' Republic. Do you guys remember that brand?
Yes.
I wore those jeans.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! All the expensive
Wasn't
jeans
that
of our high school years.
Samora Lee Simmons or something.
That was
Kimora. Did I say Samora?
some more. Corley, was that Rock and Republic?
Wasn't
I
that
think it was
Rock and
something
Republic?
else.
No, I don't think it was Rockin'
No, it
Republic.
was.
What was she?
I'm screaming inside. What is
Let me
it?
look it up.
That's what I used to wear.
Anyways, you look it up, but you used to work at Abercrombie, and apparently they're all known for being not inclusive. Is that the correct term?
Yeah, but I think they're changing that now.
Okay, but when you
Well,
worked
they have
there,
to.
Well, when I worked there, I was like 15 years old. It was my first job.
So your hips didn't come in quite
yeah,
yet.
so I was like a little bit skinnier, but I
okay.
was definitely 100% the biggest person who worked at Abercrombie.
It's so funny that they hire 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
like
Baby
so
fat.
young.
My
Yeah.
brother
Baby fat.
was
Oh,
like
yeah.
the model outside.
Oh,
It's
damn.
so funny.
It is so funny.
Fat Farm. Baby
Fat
Fat
Farm.
Farm.
No, that-
Baby fat.
Baby Fat, thank
Yeah.
you. Because Fat Farm was her
Yeah, the shoes.
ex-husband,
Yeah.
Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are some of the things, some of the comments that people have left, and like how would you advise someone to like not take those to heart?
You mean like comments, like negative comments towards
Like
me?
under-
Do you
Yeah,
get
under
negative
photos.
comments?
Actually, my community is so positive, but I just had this instance. I did a job with Anthropology, which was awesome. I love the brand. And they posted one of my photos.
You love Anthropology?
I love Anthropology.
You have like $500 to drop on a peasant dress with flowers on it?
Okay, listen.
That's my biggest. I don't understand that
Listen,
store
first of all, I
at
wanted
all.
to say this with Good American. There's always sales. Good American, you can find at Nordstrom Rack for like
Yeah.
$50.
Oh, no way. I got to go Nordstrom
Yes,
Rack.
you should.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Anthropology sales like
Anthropology-
$268.
No, but Anthropology has like really good sales too. Like right now they have 50% off, like their favorites.
I went in there when I say the sales. That's what I
Yeah.
that's why
I
went
just
there.
want to go in there one day and not buy a keychain, and I'll know I made it in life.
amazing.
Or like a
pink
knife.
plate that they
What
sell.
about those
Yeah.
candles
I
that are
love-
like $50 and then they're gone with like 3 burns?
Yep.
I guess it is a little bit expensive, but
Either
their
way, let's
brand-
not
love the
shit
brand.
on
Yeah.
the
We love
brand.
Anthropology.
I mean, I want to buy from Anthropology. I just, it's so cute.
Listen, everything goes on sale. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
And they just launched A+A, which is a plus size line, so they go up to a size 26, which I think is pretty
nice.
awesome.
Good job, Anthro.
But so they just posted a photo of me, and there was a comment that said, and it was like from this older woman that said, "Gosh, I need to stop following you guys. Like you're only posting overweight women now." It was something like that.
No way.
And I was like, oh, and I didn't even see it right away. And then by the time I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. And then there was like 12 people like
Bombarding
attacking her.
Yeah, that's what
so
always
it
happens
was
when
like
there's a bad
totally
comment.
fine. Yeah.
So those things don't really get to you.
No, because I'm sorry, if you are someone who's like fat shaming someone on the internet, that says way more about you than it does about the person you're
even,
talking
like,
about.
Type it out.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine
Said-
typing that out?
No, I honestly could not imagine
I can't
that.
imagine anything people
Yeah.
say on the internet.
Yeah.
It's so
It doesn't.
weird.
That really doesn't bother me at all because obviously you're such a like you're sad inside
sad
to be
little
doing
bitch.
that to someone else. Mm-hmm. But I think that if it's like happening to you in person or in school or if you're like insecure in a relationship, I think you need to focus on what you love about yourself, not what you hate about yourself. So if you're like looking in the mirror, you're like, okay, like my stomach is like round. Stop focusing on that and focus on like your cheekbones or your legs or your hair or like the cute outfit you have on, and pay attention to the things you love about yourself, because that will make you confident. Your body's not going to change looking in the mirror telling you, saying bad things to yourself, you know?
That's true.
So I think that's just the most important thing. Like I love my body and I love who I am, but I wouldn't say like I love every single thing about my body, and that's okay too. But I choose to focus on the parts that I love instead of the parts that I don't love.
Okay, let's wrap it up with one other conversation about like getting intimate.
Oh yeah.
So like
that's
men
good.
and like how you feel naked, and like if you, even before you're with Steve or when you're first getting with Steve and like starting to feel comfortable, like feeling sexy in a sexy moment.
I love this conversation because I hate my stomach when I'm laying in bed.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was so loud.
No, I think this is something that all women struggle with.
Every time I like take my shirt off, I'm like, sorry, I'm so bloated.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
You say that,
You should never say that.
even when I'm not bloated.
Wait,
I
you
say
say you give a disclaimer
Oh
for
my
your
God,
body?
guys, it's so bad. I hate my.
That's
the
so bad for
lights
multiple
cannot even
reasons.
remotely be on.
I do the same thing with my body hair. I'm like, sorry, I'm so hairy.
Yeah, see, the only thing I would be self-conscious about in that moment, it would be my body hair.
Well, okay,
That's
so
all,
You guys
or
can
like
control
a
that.
stinky vag.
Well, yeah, if I had your flat tummy, Ash, I would never be.
Basically,
no
self-conscious
guy
of
is
that.
looking at your tummy and being like, "Oh, damn,
But look at your
chubby,
t-shirt.
I don't know.
chubby
When you're
tummy."
like going up and down, it's like all tummy. I think tummy's front and center, the lead actor in that movie.
Yeah, I can understand those insecurities.
Do you know what I'm
'cause
saying?
Yes.
It's a roll. Like when a guy's on top of you, it's literally the roll I look down at.
Guys on top.
Yeah, but I think that guys can be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm on top of this girl right now."
Yeah, they
like
never
they're more
think about
concerned
it.
about
Duh,
that. Do you know what I
duh.
mean? Like,
So
so
answer Ashley's question because I really want to know.
well, I mean,
So how'd you get comfortable with it? I guess. And what did you used to be concerned about?
looking fat or
Yeah.
my stomach.
Yeah.
That's definitely the number one concern. But I don't think I ever had gave a disclaimer for it. I think for me, I've always just been like stand up tall and be confident, and they're lucky to be with you
Absolutely.
right now.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
it's true. It's
yeah.
way sexier to like.
Yeah.
That's how you should be.
So that's the way I kind of think about it. I just think that if you're in that moment, you should do the opposite of what Naz does.
No,
and,
you should.
and just own yourself, because he is probably the last thing he's thinking about is like, oh, she has like a little bit of a belly. He's like, holy shit, I'm with this girl right now. And like, he's excited. He's not even thinking about that. So you're the one drawing attention to what you don't want attention to. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're like doing yourself a disservice. I mean, how do you feel about it? Have you ever been insecure, Ashley?
No, no. I just when it comes to like body stuff in that moment, I am like, oh, do I need to shave or do I need to like?
Vaginal wipe.
Yeah, exactly. Before
Vaginal wipe.
exactly. It's more of like a down
I
there
usually lay down
insecurity
very
than it is about
immediately.
like my body shape.
You lay down.
I lay
yeah.
down like fast, so I'm not like just standing there with like all of my whatever.
I
Well, see,
will
me
say,
too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will say like if you're like,
And I've been better for the record, but with that guy that goes to me in Paris, I
Yeah.
did say that.
You did.
Okay.
I feel like when I'm like,
He
I
was
don't
so
like
fit,
standing
though.
in lingerie just because it's not like that I don't think my body looks good. It's just like something comes over me where I'm like super shy about it.
Aw.
But if I'll be like, if I'm in bed with lingerie and like sprawled out, then I feel sexier.
Yeah, standing in front of a man naked is
Standing in front of a man in underwear
It's
it makes
extremely
you feel like,
vulnerable.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm a little girl right now.
Yeah, you're like, I've always
Okay.
thought about this when I was
Yeah.
8 and I can't believe it's happening.
Yeah.
I think about that every time with Heather Murney.
I feel like I feel more confident if I'm naked, honestly.
Oh, I feel more confident
love
in
that.
lingerie. I always feel like I want to keep my bra on.
I want to keep my bra on, so when they take my bra off, I'm like, here we go. I'm like, they're coming down. The avalanche.
When I look
And
at my
I'm like, can you just leave my bra on so I can be Alessandra Ambrosio for 5 more
Exactly.
minutes in my head?
Yeah. When I
That's so
feel
funny.
like
The worst. Don't listen to me.
I feel like when I look at my like unbroad boobies, I feel like a little girl because I look at
Unbroad
myself like in the mirror, and that's like the same boobies I used to look at in like as a 15-year-old.
Wait, I don't know why that term's so
Unbroad
funny.
boobies.
Unbroad
Yeah.
boobies. That is a vibe. Unbroad boobies.
I just still stand by the fact that the guy is probably like, oh my gosh, I'm with her right now and she's naked.
Fuck yeah, they're so lucky.
You know what I
For
mean?
us to
So
even
lucky.
be
Yeah.
in our presence.
That's
to
how I
breathing
always-
the same air.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I
They
think you got to
never
think about all the
notice that
time.
stuff.
Yeah,
They
knowing
never
about to
notice
slap their
cellulite or
knob,
stretch
you know?
marks or anything like that.
And also, like, honestly, they're probably like, oh my gosh, my penis, does it look small right now? Is she thinking
you're
about
right.
that?
I know. They
you know
have
what I
the
mean?
ultimate thing to worry about.
They have so many insecurities too.
Yeah.
They're probably like, damn, I wish I did a couple more push-ups before this.
So once the
Actually-
shirts come off, just stare at the peen.
Jared has
It's going to go, "Aw."
Jared has been super insecure about his body lately because he had like a little roll in his tummy back when we first met. He had like a 6-pack or at least a good 4-pack, but then like he kind of got a little bit softer over the past year, and now he's tightening up, and he like truly like wasn't interested in like me looking at him in any sort of sexual light for a while because he didn't feel good about himself, and just the past couple of weeks he's starting to like see a more definition again, and he's like, I'm feeling better at myself, I'm feeling better. And he's like, and I so like you can just like tell it's not just a girl thing. Guys worry about it too.
100%.
Yeah, we talked about this with Jonathan Van Ness, remember? And
Yeah.
I feel like in the gay community, the gay male
Oh, for
community,
sure.
it's extremely difficult. Like, people literally write on their dating profiles, like, no fatties.
I know, and that's
Can
like
you- it's
saying
insane.
That's crazy.
Put her
That's
over.
insane.
I think it's the worst there. Or
I think
one of the worst.
it's definitely harder.
Crazy. Well, thank you so much for coming on. This was so enlightening, and you're incredible. Where can people find you?
Thanks for having me. You guys can find me on Instagram at Miss Zias or my blog, MissZias.com.
Or
Zias.
What?
Zias.
Yeah, MISSZIAS.
Cool.
Yay.
Cool.
And
you.
we'll obviously continue this combo, but this was like a
this is
great
awesome.
first start.
Yeah, thanks you guys for having me. I hope that it helps someone out there feel more comfortable.
Sure will.
This has been a topic that so many people wanted us to discuss for a long time, and we definitely thought you'd be the perfect person for this.
Thanks, guys.
And we need to talk about this more,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right,
right,
follow,
thank
rate,
you.
review, and join the Facebook group, and follow I Don't Get It podcast on Instagram.
And watch What Now?
Yes.
A reality show on YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.
Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.